Guess who's back? And I brought you a little something that helps you use all your yarn scraps, and that's why this is called a Scrappy Square. Hook drop. Hey there and welcome to Totally Fierce Crochet and Nooking. My name's Thomas, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to nook the Scrappy Square Coasters. The Scrappy Square pattern is quite popular in the fiber arts world, and of course I had to do something with it, so I decided to make little coasters because they're easy and they go super fast, and you can use up some of your yarn leftovers or scrappy yarns, so it's the perfect little project. It's of course a nice gift, and yes, you can also use this color pattern for other projects. For scarves, for cowls, for shirts, sweaters, whatever you want to do with it, you will always get this beautiful checkered design pattern. And of course, it's a super great training in terms of working in the round and working with colors. Of course, you can make them in any color, with 3 colors, with 2 colors, solid yarn, variegated yarn. The possibilities are endless. And let's be honest, let's keep the kitchen table fun. And it's fully reversible. So are you ready to find out how to make the Scrappy Square Coasters? Let's go. So let's make some Scrappy Square Coasters. You can do them in 2 colors, like I had it here, with a variegated yarn, or you make the 3-color version like you see it here, where you would have like 1 main color and then 2 additional colors, and this is also what we are going to do in this tutorial. In terms of size, these squares are about 10 by 10 inches tall, so they have the perfect coaster size. Of course, feel free to make them taller, and of course, if you just want to use the Scrappy Square colorwork pattern, feel free to use it in your garments or bags or whatever you want to make with them. It's super easy and you always get such a beautiful colorwork effect. And here's what you need. The yarn, I'm going to pick those 3 colors. It's a 100% cotton DK quality, so make sure if you want to make yourself some Scrappy Square coasters that you use a 100% cotton, because that's easier to clean. And also if you, for example, want to flatten out the coasters with your iron, then you can do it without any issues with the cotton yarn. And for this tutorial I'm going to pick those 3 colors. This will most probably be my main color, and then the mint greenish and the pink will be my secondary colors. As a hook, you might be surprised, I'm going to use this 3.75 millimeter nooking hook. I got this set of 10 nooking hooks a while ago, and it has different sizes from 3.75 to 10 millimeters. First, I was very skeptical because compared to other nooking hooks, these are a little bit smaller and they are all plastic, and usually I'm so used to aluminum hooks, so I was super skeptical. But after making my sample squares, I thought these worked up super nicely. It's a little bit weird with how the helper yarn is attached. I'm going to use a satin cord as helper yarn, but it definitely works, and even the tip of the hook worked up super nicely. So I'm going to use this. Feel free to use a regular nooking hook. These work absolutely fine. You can also do this with a 4 millimeter nooking hook. This is completely up to you. Just pick a nooking hook that fits the size of your yarn. And then, as always, the pair of scissors and the yarn needle. And now we can start. I'm going to start with a chain, and I'm going to leave a little bit of yarn in the beginning so I can later on use it to sew the ends together. And for this tutorial, you would need a chain of 40. So yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, until you have 40 chains. And here we go, my chain of 40. And now I will just take the sides together so that basically the top of my chain is in the center. Then I'm going to release the loop from the hook, go in the first back bump of my chain. You always have those back bumps in the center of the back of your chain. And then I will just take the loop and pull it through to cast on my first stitch. And now we continue casting on. The next is again in the same color. And now we are going to cast on always pairs of 2 stitches with each color. So I'm going to just pick this pink color. And now I just grab the next back bump, take my next color, put it over the hook, and pull a loop through. And then continue and with the second color. And now we go back to our first color. So we go in the next back bump, and you just take the yarn over and pull it through to cast on your stitches. Those were 2. Now we continue with the pink or the second color, whatever color you're using. And like this, we continue. So we always have pairs of colors. And then your last 2 loops will be in the second color. And this is where I'll meet you. And as always, if you can't put any more loops on the hook, then just slide the work on your helper yarn and just continue like we had it before. And I reached the end. The last 2 loops are now in the second color. And the next round is super easy because we just make knit stitches, and we just make the stitches in the same color like we had it in the previous round. So we just pick up the next loops, and in that case, we just make them in the first color. And then we continue with the second color all the way around. And here we go. You don't see much just yet. It's basically two rounds of stockinette over each other. And after 2 rounds, we always rotate the pattern. So our main color just moves one of those squares further. And we are also going to change the color. So I'm going to just leave my second color where it is. And I will just pick up my third color. So the first 2 stitches are now in my third color. So I'm going to just place the mint pretty much over my first color. And then I continue, and to rotate our main color, we just have to then make the next 2 squares in the first color, and then again go back to our third color. I know it can be a little bit confusing, especially until you have like all the colors working on your piece, but after that it gets quite easy. And after this round, we basically repeat the same round again. So we start with the third color and then have the first color, and then we basically switch back. But of course, I will show you. And once you have completed the first 4 rounds, you already see the little colored squares. And now we pretty much rotate back or continue exactly the same way like we had the first 2 rounds. So we just make our first color and then grab our second color again, wherever it is, somewhere down here, and just bring it up and make the knit stitches to continue. And like this, we rotate the pattern all along until we pretty much see 10 squares from the bottom to the top. And then we can already finish it up, and I will meet you once I have it. And here we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares. So this means the coaster part is pretty much done. Now we can continue with the bind off, and before binding off, I will just cut the 2 colors that I don't need because I want to bind off in my main color. And of course, always pull those yarn ends in that we don't need. And first we start with a regular knit stitch, and then we go in the next stitch, knit stitch, and slip stitch through it. Again, grab the next stitch, yarn over, pull it through, and slip stitch, and like that we get a nice border at the top that is also super easy to sew in the next step. And once we went all around, we can then release the helper yarn. And now I'm also going to just cut the yarn, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a longer tail. And then I'm going to pull it through. And now I put it on the yarn needle. Make sure if some of those loops here are a little bit loose, you can always drag on them on the inside. Later on they are all secure inside. And now we pretty much have the border, and I will just start by going from the front into this very first stitch to connect it. And then I will go pretty much from stitch to stitch. Super simple. Always the inner loops. To close it. And then in the end, I just go through the last stitch. Don't close it. Make a knot. Pull everything tight, and then we just pull that last loop somewhere in. And if you want to, you can cut it, because like that, our top part of the coaster is already closed. And now we pretty much do the same thing at the bottom. Again, pull all those yarn ends in. And here we have the yarn end from the beginning. And we do exactly the same like we just did it. We go from back to back, or the inner loops, and then all the way to close the bottom. And again at the end, make a knot and close it, and then we just hide the yarn end somewhere inside. And cut it. And like that, the Scrappy Square coaster is done. Again, feel free to flat iron it or put a heavy book on it to flatten it out a little bit, and then you can perfectly use them. And of course, make more and make different colors just for the fun of it. Enjoy it! Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed getting to know how to make the Scrappy Square pattern and the Scrappy Square coasters. And of course, I hope one or more of them will light up your kitchen table when you enjoy your next coffee. And I hope to see you back again next time for some more nooking tutorials coming, of course. And until then, happy nooking! Have fun making these beautiful Scrappy Square coasters! And I'm going to gift so many of them because this is just perfect. Small, easy, fast to make. Bye.